Another big video done. Now I can just relax and not have to think. Do I have to think about that right now? I just got done with an almost 50-minute video. Ugh, fine. I guess I'll start working on it. Tomorrow.
The next day.
Ah! What? Oh crap. I didn't think of anything. Think, Ethan, think! I'm going to work on that Puss in Boots video I mentioned. Tomorrow. So Puss in Boots: The Last Wish was kind of an awesome experience, especially if you're an avid DreamWorks fan like I am. In the previous ranking video, I did not go over much since there was just so much to talk about, and since this is just a one movie review, it might be a little shorter, but oh well. So let's jump in and let me tell you why Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is awesome. Part 1. Beauty is not always in the eye of the beholder. What I mean by this is that I personally feel that even if you hated this movie with every fiber of your being and didn't like anything about it, like an insane person, you would have to at least admit that the movie is kind of gorgeous. The animation is so wonderfully illustrated, it looks as if it was a mix of 2D animation and 3D, and sometimes colors of scenes change to reflect the tone or intensity of a scene. It's all wonderfully made. It's also important to mention the action. It looks so good, but for a while I was like, why is it so good? Then it hit me. The characters drop frames when the battle starts. Basically what I mean is that normally they move smoothly, maybe like 30 frames or 60 frames per second. But when they start fighting, it drops down, maybe to like 15 frames per second, making it look choppy, but not to where it looks bad. It looks intentional, therefore making it look good. And every attack thrown feels like it has an impact. It all looks incredible. So yeah, the visuals are beautiful. Don't really know how many times I have to say that to drill the idea into your head that it's pretty. Or do I actually have to drill it into your head? Part 2. Colorful cast of kooky characters. Yeah, we're on the characters now. Before I talk about any of the main characters, let me just say, every side character is amazing and hilarious. Whether it be the doctor/barber, the mayor, Mama Luna, the Serpent Sisters, the Baker's Dozen, they are all memorable. Even if they have only like one scene. The cricket guy who, now I think about it, doesn't have a name. The IMDb page just calls him Ethical Bug. So, what are you gonna do? He is a riot when on Jack's shoulder. They are very funny together. It also sounded like the voice actor was doing a Jimmy Stewart impression. Just felt like that was important to mention. Alright, enough with the side characters. Let's get to the actual main characters. Puss, Dog or Perrito, and Kitty Softpaws. First I'll start with the gato who rolls the dice, Puss in Boots. I think it goes without saying that this is the best we've ever seen the fearless hero. Sure, he was obviously great in Shrek 2 and Shrek Forever After, but here he has an actual arc and his own fears. In the movie, Puss is on his last life after using up 8, and now he is scared of death, brought to you by everyone's favorite animated villain, and yes, I'll get to him later. So much so that he retires from being the legend, but eventually comes back after deciding to find the fabled wishing star. But by the end of the movie, he decides to confront death, tired of running away from him, and learns to appreciate his last and final life, spending it with the people he's close with. A very nice story for Puss. Perrito doesn't really have an arc. He's just a very nice, wholesome comic relief, whose funny moments never come off as cringe or annoying. But he is an important player in the overall story, helping Puss admit his fears out loud, and helps Goldilocks sort of realize that she might already have the family she wants. Then Kitty Softpaws also has a nice story of learning to be more trusting of people, especially Puss. They are very well done. So yeah, Such a good cast of characters. Or, dare I say, perfect cast of characters. Part 3. Three Great Evils. This movie has perfected three types of villains you could do in an animated movie. The scary and intimidating villain in the form of Death, a goofy, wacky, funny, but still evil villain in the form of Big Jack Horner, and a villain who eventually gets redeemed into a good guy in the form of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Death and Jack have been praised a ton on the internet for being some of the most entertaining villains we've had in an animated movie, or hell, even films in general. They're just that awesome. But I barely see people talk about Goldilocks and the Three Bears crime family. They are rather more simple, but I still love them regardless. In the movie, Goldilocks wishes that she had a real family, and that's the whole reason she wants the wishing star. Eventually, her and Baby Bear have a fight. He asks why are they even getting this wish, and she proclaims that it's to have a real family. This hurts the bears, obviously. They always considered her a part of their family, but she never considered them a part of hers. But after saving Baby Bear from dying, and a bit of pushing from Perito telling her she won the orphan lottery, she eventually realizes that she always had the family she always wanted. I really like found family stories, so this was a pretty sweet addition to an already amazing movie. Obviously, I still like Death and Jack more, but I wanted to give the family a spotlight that no other reviews I've seen give them. Who's my favorite, though? Jack, easily. He's the funniest character in the entire movie. I was practically still laughing to myself thinking about lines like, "You're not gonna shoot a puppy, are you, Jack?" Yeah, in the face, why? Still funny. Part 4. Shrek 5? Okay, let me explain. There's a post-credit scene where Puss, Perito, and Kitty steal the mayor's ship. His friends ask Puss where they headed, and he says that they are on their way to meet some old friends. And the camera pans to show them headed to far, far away. You know, where Shrek 2 takes place. It could be just a fun reference meant to tease us, but I believe that this must be leading to something. It could be a new movie, but it could also be a short, or maybe even a 40-minute something special. Who knows? Now, learning that Shrek 5 could be coming out is not new. There was talk about it since 2004. So we've known about its existence for a while, but that's really where the conversation ended. But now there's hope! And that's the crazy thing. I am actually excited for a Shrek 5, and maybe even a third Puss in Boots film. Shrek Forever After had a perfect ending, and after we learned what a bad Shrek film could look like in the form of Shrek the Third, I didn't want a fifth one. But now I could proudly shout at the top of the Himalayas, I am excited for Shrek 5! In conclusion, Puss in Boots The Last Wish is an awesome movie that is funny, gorgeous, action-packed, emotional, and even a little scary. My hairs were standing on end when I first heard the death whistle. Man, it's so good. I love this movie so much, and yes, it is my favorite movie of last year, even though I think Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio is an objectively better film. Ethan N rating, 9.5 out of 10.